So I want to thank my sister for coming up with the idea to have the surprise party for my dad. It really was a beautiful decision, one we were all in agreement with.
I can't believe you pulled it off.
Yeah.
She never said nothing.
So when I started thinking about what I wanted to say, just certain memories just started really flooding my mind. And I can remember back to like some of my early school years. And I did not do well in math. It was really hard for me. And since my dad's a mathematical genius, he was the one that had to help me with my homework. So I remember I was sitting at the dining room table, and you would just patiently explain to me over and over again my math problems. I remember how patient you were with Dad, but I just couldn't get it. And I remember I would get frustrated, and I would just say, I can't do this. And that was the only time I heard you get a little bit frustrated with me. He didn't like that. He said, you don't say you can't do something. And I remember that it was good advice then, and it still is today. So thank you for that, Daddy. I only have one childhood memory that I would consider not so good. It happened at the Castle Shannon Fairgrounds on the Ferris wheel. Now you would think a ride with your dad would be a safe, fun experience, and it was as long as the wheel was turning. But it would stop. For some reason, you thought it was a better option to start rocking that. And that terrorized me. I think you probably didn't know how scared I was, but I literally thought I was going to fall to my death. So I couldn't wait to get off that ride, and I promised myself I would never ride a Ferris wheel again, and I never have, ever. We were all used to my dad's quirky sayings and one-liners at home. He had a lot of them, still has some. But one I remember in particular, and I'm going to say it just the way he did. He would go around the house kind of in a loud voice and say, "Amgawa is Russian for Bill." I would say to him, where did that come from? You know, where did that come from?
I learned something today.
Yeah. You're sure about that?
I thought that was Tarzan's deal.
No, a couple years ago I shared that with Tom, and he got such a kick out of it. To this very day, he will still say "Amgawa" just to hear me say is Russian for Bill. It's like a household name. It's like a household name. So another saying of his is tailor-made just for me. I hear it every time I cut your hair. This has to be a good job. Every time. He'd always say, make sure you take enough out of here. I'll go through my checklist, trim the eyebrows, trim the hairs low on his neck. You know, last but not least, get the hairs out of your ears. They had to be out really well. So I have literally cut my dad's hair like 100 times. Hundreds of times. Yeah. And I can say that's the one time I get one-on-one time with him, and I've loved every minute. Every minute. Lastly, I just wanted to thank you for your faithfulness to always come visit me and my family. I'm grateful that Christopher and Jessica grew up knowing their grandparents. I also want to thank you for all the times that you and Tom got to golf together. I loved hearing your stories around our dinner table, like when we would just devour Mom's chicken parm and spaghetti dinner.
Yeah.
And Sunday nights were all complete without chocolate cake. Which you insisted Mom made for Tommy's birthday. It was never Tommy's birthday. It was just an excuse to get the cake. And it always worked. It always worked. I also want to thank you for always bringing my sister. You always brought her to me all those years. And for all the 10 years that we got to go on our girls' getaway trips, it was just memories that I hold dear to my heart. I'm blessed, and I really thank God for such wonderful, caring parents, and I will always consider myself a daddy's girl. I love you, Daddy.